to you. Happy birthday 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 to you. It's your day, don't throw it away. I've come to celebrate in a big way. Another year, so come on and cheer. It's the birthday last frontier. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We're having a good time, making me feel fine. I wish the day would never come to an end. So come on and party, and one day you will see that it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. 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 Happy birthday to you.
Sometimes this road, this thing that we call life, it just seems to go on forever. And sometimes you're going along just fine, and then the unexpected happens. It doesn't matter where you're at, and it doesn't matter how hard you're trying. It's going to come out of nowhere. But if life has taught me anything, it's not always about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to it. For decades, Stacia Underwood Gullett of 606 Paranormal has contended with some of the darkest spiritual forces one can imagine. And by the same token, she's also helped spirits cross over and find peace. But as happens all so often in life, sometimes the unexpected happens, like someone dropping something off on your doorstep. It was only hours after the 606 Paranormal Haunted Doll Tour stopped in Breathitt County that Stacia came home to the offices of 606 Paranormal to find a new resident. It's unknown yet if activity has increased, but it's about time we find out. Along with Reagan, Tobias, and Lars, these seemingly haunted dolls make up some of the core elements of the Haunted Doll Tour. While in Breathitt County, Kentucky, the dolls received a great deal of attention. Many people had come from all over to see and experience for themselves some of the most haunted dolls to ever be assembled. Next month in July, 606 Paranormal will bring them to the Estill County Public Library. But be warned, it's not for the faint of heart. Waivers will need to be signed. Precautions will be taken. Now, the goal here isn't to make you either believe or disbelieve in hauntings or haunted dolls. The goal is to let you experience for yourself. The dolls may not be touched, but they may touch you. The Haunted Doll Tour 2023. In July, we'll be at the Estill County Public Library. Will you?
Love you, Mom.
I've never seen anything like this.
Can you come through and talk to anybody that's in the chat room?
Oh, God.
George.
Is there anything? No, progressive. Stop.
George.
Is there anything?
Hi, Chris.
Progressive. Stop.
Since you received the present on your doorstep, Polly, inquiring minds want to know, has it become
Yes.
more active?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Not only
Oh
is it
yeah.
more active, she smells like rotted eggs.
Oh, sweet mother.
She is still bagged up until I get back from vacation. And I
Mhm.
figure that maybe we could do some tests on her for, Monday or Thursday or whenever you want to do it.
Whenever you want to do it, absolutely. Breathitt County, we want to thank everybody who came
Yeah,
out. Excuse me. That was a what I thought was a pretty big success. A lot of people came out.
it
We
was.
met a lot of great. Now, let me tell you, I've never in my life seen a public library quite like that. The things that they house in there,
Oh, that
absolutely
was great.
incredible.
That was great.
Um, yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Um, and the readings, and we had one of the dolls when I was standing right in front of it, just say, you know what, but and just moved and dropped
So I
and
said
just
we just let everybody come and see for themselves. I mean, we don't put on any acts. We're just as mortified as you guys are when this stuff happens.
well, it's like we said, we're not trying to convince you one way or
Absolutely.
another. We let the experience speak for itself, and that's what
That's
this
right.
thing is. It's an experience. It's something completely different. It's something that's really out there. So, first off, let's get started this evening with some highs in the chat. Excuse me. I have not stopped today. I've not stopped this week. Crystal Burks, hi to her. Sharon,
Crystal, Sharon.
Helen, Carrie Blevins. Hey, Carrie. Also, we've got Helen, Summer, uh, of course, hashtag scared Lloyd, something Wong. Um, that's Lloyd says that is his Asian name, something Wong. Whatever. Heather Kiesling, hello Heather, great to meet you. Um, Kentucky Young Son. Oh, okay. He said I was
Yeah,
at the
he was
Breathitt
the one
County
that had the
Library.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I
We're
was the
glad
one who
you're
told you about the
here.
yes, pale feet running towards me. Yeah,
I love
uh,
the story.
yeah, that was completely awesome. Tracy's here. And anybody else that wants to participate in the chat, feel free to come on in. Tonight we
Definitely.
do have a special guest with us. I told you guys about when I lived close to the radio station that I worked at all those years, which was Q95 FM. And I had those experiences. It started with a girl that I was seeing at the time. Her name was Tabitha. And while she didn't live with me, she stayed quite often. And she woke up one night, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and she had 3 scratches down her back. And she asked me if I had did it, and of course I hadn't. I was doing what a lot of people do at 3 o'clock in the morning, which was sawing logs. I was sleeping,
So I'm asking, what was it
but
for?
I did see that. And then more and more things started happening and started happening. And I reached out to one person I knew for a fact was a paranormal investigator. Well, back then, I was very skeptical of things. I was very, But this guy I had met, I think, through Q95 FM, and he had captured, and I told people about this a week or two ago, he had captured and provided me with some of the most intense Class A EVPs that you can imagine. Now, a Class A EVP is when it doesn't need much cleaning up and you can hear it and distinguish it clear as a bell. This guy is the same guy who investigated a funeral home turned residence. And this is in Kentucky. And that was just the start of a long career. He took a break. He's back. He's got a podcast now, which is called Bod's Mayhem Hour, I think. We're going to bring him on in case I screwed that up. But I see him in the background shaking his head at me like, yeah, you got that right. Okay. Thumbs up. I got 2 thumbs up. So from Siskel and Ebert, 2 thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, check out John Marshall. He goes by the Bod. So, John, how are you doing, buddy?
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks a lot for
Good.
being on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. What got you back into investigating the paranormal?
the steady, man. You know, me getting on YouTube and talking to Robert again, and you know, and me watching these, and I'm going to say right now, I'll take heat for it. These fools that are out on YouTube and calling everything a demon when they post something really gets under my skin. And you know,
not everything's demonic. No,
it's just
as a matter of fact, I think that 90% of hauntings can be proven to be something other than.
Right.
But you've got that other remaining percent that are.
It's just for clickbait. That's all it is. So I had to get away from that because I was on my high horse, and Robert had to calm me down on that again. So like, you know, do you want to do this or not? And I was like, you know, I've got that itch. Then I started the podcast, Beyond the Paranormal podcast.
Yeah.
Again, the itch was still there. I had to do it. We brought on a lady from a location, and we went to that location, and I didn't want to know any of the history. I sat on the second floor, not knowing anything about this place, pitch black right in front of my face. You know, couldn't see the hand in front of my face. And going up to the third floor, I saw a peeker. I call them peekers. There's a shadow person about 4 feet tall, maybe 5 at the most. I was like, I see you standing there and you're peeking around. So you're evidently wanting me to follow you or something. So I hollered for Robert. We took off. We went upstairs. We got to the third floor. And that's when all pretty much crap broke loose.
You can say it. Hell broke loose.
Oh, yeah. All hell broke loose. I made the worst mistake I could have ever done with, and can vouch on me with this. When you get anxious and you want something to go on, you can say, hey, use my energy. Never again will I ever say that.
Don't do it.
Nope, because I learned my
It
way.
has sucked Stacy dry.
It's. I was fine until
I don't give permission.
Yeah,
it is. It does. A big shout out to Aaliyah in the chat room. I hope I got your name right, honey. She said loved you guys at the library in Breathitt, and we
love meeting you too, girl.
Yeah, you know, and I really hope that you guys will come up to Estill County and definitely make plans. Look, if you've got to travel a spell to Laurel County, you have no idea the thunder that we're calling off the mountain on that one, because they've got this big screen and you're going to see what Chris Sloan Media is about. But more importantly than that, you're going to see what 606 Paranormal is about. Chris Sloan Media produces this stuff because everybody knows it. I love Stace. She and we're twin souls, twin spirits. I think in a former lifetime, I don't know, we probably got killed together or something. I don't know.
Must have.
Yeah, we must have, because
We must have went down on the Titanic together.
Yeah, that's great. That would explain the whole not taking a bath. I take one every month whether I need it or not. So, John's over there going,
you know, you got to do what you do. You got to do what you
you just do you, man. That's okay. I'll smell you later. So it's.
I mean, I tried to pull you up on the door with me, but I said, you know what? When we both
and I remember you saying I'll never let go, and you let go.
I said, you know what? I'm going to go down with you. So we passed together.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. But a lot of people say that we do have a chemistry together, and that's because we know each other so well, and we've known each other for over 40 years. But next month on the 17th of July, it's Estill County. And we're going to put on a great experience there. And I don't like to call them shows. These are experiences, because what you see on the gatherings, none of it is falsified. On the video, the flashes of lightning and stuff, that's all special effects that I do right here in the studio. But when you see one of these dolls move, like many of you have seen countless times, or when you hear the voice of a loved one come through on the portal or the spirit box, or even the ovulus, then that is real. And there's people out there that can testify to that, and I'm one of them. Because let me tell you something, if I've got to lie about it, I'm not going to screw with it. I don't have the time, the patience, or the energy to do such. What Stacy does is the real deal. What John does is the real deal. John was the first one to introduce me, and John never said, Chris, you got to believe this, you got to believe this. John came in and did an investigation in that small home I lived in. And John, would you say that place was active?
It had some activity for sure. And I always tell people, hey, look, you can take for a grain of salt. This is what we got. It's up to you whether you want to believe it or not,
Yeah. And he provided me with evidence and some of those EVPs. And I tell you what, we will play some of those on a future episode because I've still got them saved. because Q95 FM had done a thing called a Halloween Spook Fest or a Spectacular or whatever. And on the air, we actually played those EVPs, a lot of the ones that you got from the former funeral home turned residence.
Oh yeah.
John, if you remember that. Yeah, that thing stood out like a turd in a punch bowl.
That's where I got my attachment.
That's where you got your attachment. And that's when I decided, well, some things ain't in the cards for me. I'd like a toilet made out of gold to take a leak in, but I don't guess that's going to happen. And neither is me being a paranormal investigator. And here I am with Stace, going to go on some investigations with her, be filming them, and you guys are going to start seeing this as a series on YouTube. Now, the film April will be a film, but it's also going to be the kickoff for the series. And we're going to be releasing those every so often. So, and actually, I'm hoping to get it to the point that we're releasing a new one each week, at least for 20 weeks, maybe 24 weeks out of the year.
That'd be
so
awesome.
Yeah, we really do look forward to that. It's going to kind of be the hitch I put on it is Ghost Adventures meets Dateline, because we're not just going to go out there and hunt spirits, because I firmly believe this. When paranormal investigators get away from calling it ghost hunting and get to the business of trying to help people or find out who these people are that are in spirit now,
they come to me for help. You don't have to go searching,
No, they come to you for pastime, for help. So that looks really like it's going to be something. It's kind of like Ghost Adventures meets Dateline. And I'm going, I would love to develop the what is it? Keith, the guy that does the Dateline. I'm a fan of his, and I can't remember his last name.
Morrison.
Keith Morrison.
That's it, Keith Morrison thing. But I'm just going to be Chris Sloan. So, and I hope that will be okay with everybody. And I hope people will check it out and watch it. But we've got the cameras in check now, and we've got about all the equipment that we need to do this. And I think that we're probably going to be rolling with that. So, John, you got to talking to Robert on YouTube, or and you got back into paranormal investigation. What's been up with this? Have you been on any cases since you've gotten back in that people have called you out on?
We just are pretty much not focusing on residential because of just bad experiences that we had, and we're just going to do our thing and go out to some of these pay to play. And I hate to say that, pay to play, but that's what we want to do for now. And if somebody comes to us and we know that needs the help, we're going to help them. We're not going to turn them away. It's just we went through that rabbit hole to where we're like, no more of this.
Now, tell me about the podcast that you're doing now.
Do what?
Tell me about the podcast that you're doing now.
Oh my God, I've been doing it for 13 years. It's music. It's basically an interview podcast where I interview underground bands, local bands, metal, national, horror, punk, you name it. Just about they've been on my podcast. And I'm trying to get Corey Taylor from Slipknot on the podcast. So that's I'm working on that for now, but we'll see what happens with that. But I'm very lucky and blessed what I do. Everybody says I have a gift, thanks to you, Mr. Sloan, because when I met you, I said that's exactly what I want to do also. I want to get in the radio and do some type of podcast or whatever. So, yeah, you gave me an influence as well as a couple others have. So, yeah, I love doing this. And I thought that, if music could save my life, why can't I do the same for somebody else and turn it around?
Exactly. I mean, it really is that simple. And you're exactly right. And the power of music is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people ask why I use certain scores on the Mountain Mysteries. And I said, if you watch Darth Vader walk down a ramp and he's playing this theme to SpongeBob, then it takes on a whole new feel.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, Darth Vader's not this big, scary, pathetic guy who's evil as hell. He's okay. But if you watch SpongeBob walking around with the Imperial March behind him, all of a sudden you're like, what the hell's up with that cartoon? That's creepy. That's freaky. Music has power. And it's an immense power. It is an emotional power. It triggers emotion. It can make you happy. Mm-hmm. It can make you sad. Sure. Ask anybody who's ever got a ticket while driving listening to Slipknot or Puddle of Mud or take it happens. Or Stacy Van Halen,
Can't
Our day.
drive. They can't drive 55. And
No.
oddly
I'll wait.
oddly,
That's one of my favorite songs.
Yes.
oddly enough, I just interviewed Sammy's son, Andrew Hagar. So that's going to be my next upcoming podcast. I mean, I post two interviews a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
And
where can they find them at? Where can people listen?
You can go to YouTube, check out Bod's Mayhem Hour. Bod's Mayhem Hour on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. I'm on everything. I have a link tree. You can go to Bod's Mayhem Hour on Facebook. Just
Mm-hmm.
mostly
Bod's Mayhem Hour. Okay.
Yeah, mostly YouTube. That's where I want everything to go to. But I'm working on so much stuff that we're trying to get a paranormal YouTube channel going. We've got episodes We've got episodes. I wouldn't say we've got locations we've already done, but as far as a sit down and go through, edit is I'll say that right now. Edit is horrible when you start to do this because you want to keep people entertained. And I'll say this straight up, folks. When we do this, and I hope everybody else who does this, they show the right reasons of doing this. You know, it's not like a TV show. We're not going to have these jump scares or whatever, or, you know, things like that. It's going to be cut dry, watch fish. That's pretty much it. It's just going to be that. Whatever we get, we'll put in. And that's it. We're not going to fake.
That's very much how it should be too. I think that, you know, when you're showing people the results of what, or whatever it was that happened, show them the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that that's the way it is. That's how 606 does it. That's how I know the media outfit that I have. That's how we want it done. And yet, you know, people can still be entertained by it because there are some things that happen in these investigations, especially if you're messing with something real, that will make you jump plumb out of your skin. You know,
let me say this right quick. At that location that we got to go back and investigate, that very first one this time around, we got another Class A EVP. I don't know what it is, but man, there's certain locations we go to that if we feel like there's nothing going on, I can honestly look at Robert and say, I guarantee that recorder's filled with EVPs. I guarantee it. And I'm right. I'm right. We got a Class A EVP of a gentleman who supposedly jumped out of his room, hurt himself, but he did die. It wasn't because of the fall, but he died later on. And it's 2:00 in the morning. There's a car in the background, and I tag everything. And I'm saying there's a car in the background. So that way I don't go back and list it. So what's that noise in the background?
I do the same thing.
It's a car. Yeah, I mean, everybody should. And then here comes this guy out of nowhere. It says, "Welcome to Williamson." Just with the twang and everything. I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
We caught some EVPs on audio, video. I mean, we've got more stuff this time around, especially Robert. He's experienced some stuff like footsteps. We heard footsteps at location. We've heard footsteps at another location. And he's like, man, what's up with these footsteps? I thought, maybe we want you to listen to them.
I know that Bill Scott had captured an EVP when we went out to help my daughter when she was much younger and living in an apartment complex in South Williamson. And he had caught an EVP. I was walking up the stairs and Bill had the recorder going. And he said, you know, her dad is here. And the EVP came out and said, it's him. Kill him.
Oh, wow. Dude.
And when I heard that, of course, had it not been for this was my child, and if it takes dying or killing for her, I will. Bill looked at me and he said, good, you're not afraid. I said, no, I'm very afraid. I'm just, you know, the love I have for my kid is stronger than the fear I have for my life.
Sure.
I said, but I don't know. I said, what the hell is this? And Bill told me, he said that he did not think it was demonic. But now Bill, of course, had wrote a book called There's the Book about some of his first experiences as a paranormal investigator. And I learned a great deal from him. I learned a lot from you on it. And I've learned so much from Stace. So much. I've actually seen her in action too. And the way that she handles things is different than some people, but it's very effective. I've watched her go from being just fine to almost completely drained to where she had trouble walking. Because she is very gifted in several aspects. She's very gifted. She's a very gifted person. And when we were up at the lake, at Wolf Lake, I remember that very well.
That was something.
Yeah, I do. I recall that very well. So I do. With that being said, you can check out John Bod's or what Bod's Mayhem Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Bod's Mayhem Hour, Spotify, YouTube, and you got a link tree on there. And John, if you want to get in the chat and post that link in there, you're more than welcome to.
I will do.
We'd love to have it on there.
I
And
do
we
want.
want to thank you. Do what?
I do want to show this piece of equipment that we got that was
Mm-hmm.
gifted to us, and she probably knows what I'm talking about. It's called the Epic Box. It's by Ghost Gear Tech. It's pretty much a device you just ask questions. It lights up yes for yes for
Mhm.
yes, no, pretty much. And
Mm-hmm.
this is
We have a
what
couple of those.
this is what it looks like. I'm anxious to test this out in July when we go to Octagon Hall. Very anxious to test this out. See,
Now, what's Octagon Hall?
that is a place in Franklin, Kentucky that was a safe house for the North and South during the Civil War. There was a huge, huge battle down there.
I've seen pictures of it, and I think I've even heard of it. I think I may have saw something of it on a documentary, and I forget what channel it was on. But yeah, I know where you're talking about. And it played a safe house for both Union and Confederate.
Yeah, this will be our second time going, and I'm like I said, I'm very excited to go back. I hope we can get some results this time, better than last time for sure. So it seems like
Okay.
the first time you go, it's like, and you go back, it's like all hell breaks loose. Sometimes, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a lady that was one of the owners. The owner's wife, her left hand got chopped off because she wouldn't tell. I think Northern, the Confederate, or the Union commander, if she had soldiers or whatever that she's hiding, and he just cut her left hand off. Cut it off. Yeah. Hard times back those days.
Yeah, it was kind of difficult, I reckon. So
Yeah.
she didn't lend them a hand after all.
Oh.
So
Oh God.
yeah.
Oh.
Hey, I got to laugh out Lloyd anyways on that one, so it's okay.
Oh, man.
Well, John, post your links in the chat room, and we really appreciate you coming on.
Good seeing you.
Yeah.
And great seeing you.
Maybe one day.
As always.
Maybe one day we'll have another paranormal conference or something other. I don't know. We're under a different name now, so we'll see.
Okay.
Well, add me on Facebook. I think we lost touch somehow or another, but
Who knows?
shoot. Yeah.
So we really appreciate you, John, and thanks a lot for being on
Yeah,
tonight.
thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be on here anytime you want me to.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great evening, buddy.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.
And that's John the Bod, and the Bod's Mayhem Hour. You can check that on YouTube and Spotify. So, Stace, it has gotten more active tonight, a lot more active apparently. What's the box been doing this evening, or have you had a lot come through?
Yeah, it's been one off the whole time we're on here. I get things warmed up beforehand, and it's just
Okay. All right. Well, with that being
as per
said,
usual.
we'll take a second, step out, and run the little disclaimer thing that we like to run, or that the legal people like us to run, and we'll be right back with the gatherings and the portals right after this.
Good.
And like we promised, we're back. Of course, Chris Sloan, along with Stacia Underwood Gullett, on the gatherings. 606 Paranormal makes you think. It really does. What is after this life? Well, let's see if we can look into this and find out. So, Stace, the floor is all yours, dear.
Okay, so what were you talking to us about? Who was safe? Something in a Camaro? Is that what that said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's with me. I had to have rests or something. It's beside me. He saw it.
Look at the tri-field.
The tri-field's going off already?
Oh, it's
Did you say the tri-field's pegged? What is going on with the tri-field?
God.
It never fails. I'm telling you. Look at what's it pegged for. Hang on, let me make sure everything's unplugged. I know it's not that doll head. Everybody said that doll was that was the active.
God.
This came from the neighbor. Had some reporting that it was active, and Stace. Okay, you got my attention. I hear you. Are you attached to this doll head or this bus? Her dress is something. Her dress is something. Are you talking about the doll statue that's with me here? Something in your ear. I whispered in your ear. Do it again. Tell me a secret. Yes, that's true, Helen. It almost sounds like I said I love you and something. You have any messages for anybody that's with us tonight? Susan. You sleep.
That meter is laid plumb over.
I don't understand why. There's absolutely nothing but battery. 2 little battery candles back here. That's it.
That would have no effect on it.
Whoa.
And it went from pegged out to 0 like it saw a state trooper.
Holy hell. God, that is crazy. What?
It has begun, she says. What has begun? Can you back away from the meter for me?
Oh my God.
Thank you. I really don't want a headache. I appreciate you doing that. Is there something that you are attached to?
Holy.
Are you attached to something in the home with us? Or is it the statue that I'll have the tri-field beside of?
I'm telling you, that is crazy.
Oh, you hear that? Something's trying to come through this other spirit box. Do you hear that?
Yes.
The doll does not like you, like very, very, very strong. Okay. Gotcha, Maddie.
I ain't been looking.
So, are you attached to something in the home, or are you attached to the statue? So let's try this. Can you back away from the meters? Can you back away from me and this table? Are you attached to something in the home? Other than this doll, of course. Are you attached to the statue? Something about you and you're here. Can you tell me your name? Hey, what's your name? Can you give me your name? Can you tell me what your name is? God. I feel like it said she tried to eat you.
Yeah.
Did you hear that too? Can you tell me?
I tell you what happened last night.
I don't know about somebody calling out your name.
Yes, I mean it was loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
If these are no well.
The what?
I have no clue. Can you tell me your name to the lady who just came through? I'd love to know if you could come across and tell me your name.
Freeway.
S-T. Do you have any messages for anybody that's with us in the chat?
Jiggle and Spore.
Use that reverb. Use all this stuff. Make your words for me.
Oh, you wish I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Water go for flow.
Gosh. What's the reason that you're attached to this doll? Can you tell me that? Why are you attached?
Oh, weird.
Can you tell me the reason that you are attached to this doll? Was it yours at one time?
Cause I'll survive.
I can understand it.
A rooster.
How can we help you? To the one that's whispering help. How can we help you?
Jiggly flies.
What?
Mm-mm.
Okay. To the one whispering for help, can you tell me your name?
Greenish preserve.
Hmm. How can I help you?
Stephanie said she's heard Dieter.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm listening for it now.
Readers growing eager.
Do you have any messages for us?
Verbatim.
I've tried to help when you've asked for it. Can you tell me how I can help you? Do you need to get a message? The story of something about a drowned. They drowned. Story about a drowned. What about the story? I know. I believe I do know. What do you want us to know about that? He drowned for protecting.
Oh.
Can you tell me who you're... I feel like it's an emergency room. Can you tell me who you're talking about that drowned protecting? Give me the first name of the person. Something he drowned. They knew. Who's they? Can you be more? She.
She.
Uh-huh. Who is she?
Can you say her name?
Can you give me the name of the she that you're referring to? Can you give me her first name? Carried her? Carried him? Are you saying that someone carried out of the cold? Okay, I'm going to stop this other.
It's in Jody.
Something that's right. I'm stopping the other boxes and I'm leaving this one going.
Okay.
Can you tell me his name? Who drowned? Now that you have my attention completely and totally. I'm listening to you. Can you please tell me more about this? What? Jody?
It's in Jody.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, I'm listening. I turned everything else off. What else can you tell me about what happened that night? I would love to know a name of who you're referring to as she. Get her out and then something. Get her out, hurry. Get her out, hurry. He told you. Who did he tell this to? Something with a sad face. You knew her.
I only knew of one Jody. That was a female. She passed away a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me, are you talking about someplace local? God.
I give up on that one.
Yeah. It's
a lot.
Are you talking about a place that's local to us here? It's the weirdest voice. I need some names. Can you give me some names? Something, she's with the Savior. I'm here. Are you talking about someone else, or are you saying my name? So like I said, I'm amazed something in you. Can you tell us more about what you were talking about, the man that drowned? Something, they said it was his turn. Whose turn? I'm going to go and turn the other spirit box back on. What? Whore?
But that's what it says.
Well,
Thanks.
we already knew that. Thanks.
What?
Dawn. I was going to say that they're just there right then.
On.
Shh. Hi. Three with us. Don't. If you hear a name, just don't say it.
Oh.
Killed him.
I thought it said Gary.
Killed him? Does it say? I don't know. There's Gary right there. Again. Goodness sake. Yeah, it's the dawning of a new day, Sharon. That's what we heard too. The dawning of the new day. Sharon. Forgive us, people. I swear it's one of those nights. It's just one of those things. What?
I said if you're hairy.
That must not have been a message for you.
It damn sure wasn't for me. It takes me 3 days to grow a 5 o'clock shadow.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to tell me if you have anything else to tell me about the boy who drowned, the man who drowned, the guy who drowned. And that, I swear it did say Gary right there too. Okay, I'm going to switch channels because I really can't understand you. I know you're trying to tell me. Anybody else want to come through and tell me anything else?
Yeah.
What?
You
Yeah.
sound like yes.
It's a yeah.
It's a yes. I got some sweet, sexy love and fresh fish sandwiches. Yes.
We are so ready for that.
3 agree or
It's Leon, the ladies' man.
Oh, you're so on it. That's great.
Steve.
Oh boy, I don't even know where to go with that one.
Did any of you all have any messages for anybody with us in the chat? If so, come through for me.
What could you?
You don't want to know what that just says?
What?
Heck. I know everybody heard the same thing I did.
I'm thinking I did.
Did it have something to do with licking of heels?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'm lost it on that one.
You know, I'm going to get us both a sign to put right there at the front of our doors before you walk in, like my daughter's got, and it says, "Go on now, get." So
Lord have mercy.
He is a
I said a guess a fish sandwich.
that's not the question. Not necessarily.
Good one, Charles.
Excuse me.
sir.
At first watch.
Okay, that sounded like the chick on the Starship Enterprise.
It really did.
Yep.
Sir. Spit.
What?
An officer was a son of a bitch.
Well, some of them are, yeah.
Yeah, we have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Summer whale herbalist.
Some were herbalists.
Well, that's probably why they were assholes then.
Some were something.
Vegans.
Some, like it said herbalist. I don't know. It could have said summer.
Could have been. Could have been.
Wait.
Okay. To say okay.
Live versus golf.
Does anybody else want to come through for us with something clean? No leaking of heels.
Vegan.
You Foyark.
Well,
Gloria.
Lord.
mm-hmm.
Did you kiss your mother with that mouth? Charles is right again. Fascinating.
This is a boy or boy. What? You want a what to your area? Gee whiz, folks. Where are y'all's minds at tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know.
Boxes down. Does anybody have any clean messages? They arrested him, and he was a charade. Who did they arrest? Can you tell me who got arrested? Okay, I'm going to just leave you running for another minute. Come back through for me. I've got every one of the other ones shut down. So, we're listening. She's got your information. Who has the information? Something about the girl. Who has the information? She showed up out there and hid behind her car. Who? Who showed up? Jeez. Who showed up and hid behind her car? Do we remember something? There were keys. Okay, SpongeBob. I cannot.
I don't see how you make. I mean, it sounds like a pissed off Oompa Loompa that's the
It
spokesperson
really,
for the
really
RJ Reynolds
does.
Tobacco Company.
It does. Sorry. You're
Man,
right.
it sounded like New Jack. Yeah.
Something was ratchet. Who was ratchet
Arrested.
or arrested? Can you tell me? I didn't mean to upset you. I don't know. What do you think about it, Chris?
I think that the messages are very intent and very. Okay, let me put it this way. They are clear in the fact that we hear them, but we don't know what we're hearing because it's kind of
So quick.
yes and it's the tone and the raspiness and the
Yes.
it's but I mean there's some things that came through that we heard very, very clearly,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the drowning.
Jeff.
Jeff, okay.
Okay. What do you want us to know about Jeff? That was very clear. He was in a circle of a few. It does.
Crystal's got a good point right there.
It
It sounds
does,
like a person
Crystal.
with a tracheotomy using an electronic voice box. Yes, it does.
Sounds like Ned from South Park. They're coming.
Remember when
right-
Robin Williams got up there? I'd like to thank the RJ Reynolds Tobacco people, and yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. I'm sorry, I'm
They're
not trying
coming
to make
right
fun,
for
but-
us.
At first, I thought, "What the hell is it? A Cylon from Battlestar Galactica?" But the clarity is definitely, in terms of hearing it, we just don't know exactly what we're hearing.
Right. Which tells me that they're trying to work with that.
Yeah, they are, and that's good.
I think it sounds like Dome already got the Mr. Roboto.
Could be.
Mr. Roboto.
Save her. Who can we save?
He's a cruiser.
In the cruiser? Do they put her in the cruiser? You've been talking about arrests and things. Is this what you're talking about?
And the officers were mentioned.
Can you give me her name? I know I'm always asking, but it's just because I really, really would love to know.
Use the UA.
Stace, do you remember what we were talking about before we went on the air? Specifically, what Lloyd mentioned about corrupt.
Yes.
Okay, we've got that. We've got officers. We've got cruiser.
Oh
We've
my
got
gosh.
drowning.
You're right.
I mean,
You
all
know,
I'm
I
trying to
swear
do
they
is.
listened to us.
And Barry says it thinks it said get the taser.
Oh, well, that makes plenty of sense because I've got a taser over here on the couch that I just took to Tennessee with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you'll, while we were talking too, you know, I had everything going in the background. So
Yeah.
they've been listening to us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Estill County.
Can you tell me what you were saying? Well, who were you talking about?
Well, come on. Don't be shy now.
Yeah, you haven't been shy.
Alpha Pushiji.
Was that Japanese?
It sounded like it.
I guess I'm going to have to buy that Rosetta Stone.
Wookstall.
Walked for so many miles with a skull.
Well, I try to take mine wherever I go.
Close.
Something with a hose.
Green River Slimy.
The Green River was slimy.
Big Yodel.
Could have sworn it said German.
Don't even say that word. Just sit over there and laugh and hush.
Purple Day Cloverfoot.
We are not going there tonight. Richard Gere. Did you hear gerbil too?
Yeah.
Sorry
Heard
about that,
something about it.
folks. Sorry about that.
Melee.
In the lake.
That ties right in with a fresh fish sandwich. Yes. Mm-hmm.
It did. And the fresh heels.
Yeah, and the fresh.
Yes, man.
Hey, open house.
Open house or open now.
Ellen said that she heard
Earlier.
rescue her earlier.
Well, that's
Sparsh SF.
Can you tell me the person's name that you are talking about?
Little All-Star Arpa.
Maddie said what it said in Japanese is a type of Japanese food.
Movie guy pan. Cream of some young guy.
Beer.
There it is.
He said beer or fear. One of the two just then.
Well, if he says Seagrams, he'll probably get my attention.
Hopeful or Crispy.
Something Chris. Me.
Cyril Woolworth. I said use her.
I said use her. And why would you say something like that? Does anybody else want to come through before I close?
Spreezel alcohol.
Okay, that's different.
Something in Adderall?
Great.
I thought it said Speedo.
Speedo Adderall. Sounded like the Sims.
Sound like Lisa Simpson.
Beer
Yeah.
bottle.
That's definitely a girl. Or woman.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a message for somebody that
Hey, Dave.
that you wanted to come through with before we close you up? You're more than welcome to come through now.
You really love her.
Pretty well we knew of her. What did we know of her? Can you tell me that?
It's just you ate her.
Are you just sitting up here on the table, just chilling like a villain? I mean,
So,
yeah.
I knew of her. Or said you knew of her.
What did we know of her? Can you tell me?
straws your hair, so
Straw in her hair?
Michael.
Freckles?
Michael.
Drown Uncle Dad.
Something drowned on top of her. Did you all hear that same thing?
Sounded like something very similar.
Yeah.
Sis flop.
Sis float.
Never right.
What was right? Were you talking
I can exceed Blaster.
Were you talking about the case that Lloyd and Chris and I were talking about earlier? Gosh.
Or fish do we were asked for.
More than we asked for.
More than we asked for.
Picking that meter out.
It's just pegged, and I don't.
Draws you out.
Draws you out.
A car draw.
Something came out and something with the car. Like they're trying to describe a scene. The jaws came out. Maybe the jaws of life.
You.
Well, that was easily understood.
Were the wasps to them.
You're not lost? Is that what you said? You're not lost? Car stopped. Okay.
To extra processor.
To something across there. We're always trying to figure out these mysteries. It's like trying to put the pieces of a puzzle.
Three circular coins.
It is. Like a jigsaw puzzle.
It really is. That's the perfect word for this. Because you never know what they're
Or floater you know. 111 Western.
111 West, sir. What floor are you on?
It's view animal.
It'd be so much better if you
Peggy
guys.
Markle weather.
Something river.
Steph thinks she said her Maddie said it's the worst story you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that would indicate that we know the story. So which is the worst story we know? We know several horrible ones.
Chef Crave.
Sheriff something.
Hotel for sir.
There's only one that I'm thinking of with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Chopro. Yuck.
Are we right in what we think happened out at the lake?
I'm gonna.
Chris Lane.
What do you say?
What'd you say, Chris?
I told her I'm concentrating to see if what I'm feeling is right.
Said we would read. Can you give us the name of somebody out there that we knew?
Lost on laws.
One word.
Lost are the laws. Lost are the laws. Well, that's for sure.
Fine. Struggle Athelsher.
No.
Well, this is being recorded, Stace. I can dump it onto Audition and see what, if we can clean it up or maybe make some sense out of it or something. I don't know. Listen to it at a slower rate. There's all kinds of things that we can do, but I don't know that's going to be any more clear.
Right. Okay, we're gonna shut this down. Anything else that you want to say?
Over.
I don't know what's that? Something mother? Something mother.
You have been drained.
What? Something I can reach. Is there somebody you need to reach? Somebody I can help you reach?
Rage Radio.
Okay, we want to thank everybody. The love letter. Love letter. Thank you all for coming through for us tonight.
Yes, we appreciate it a great deal.
Still just going flying up there. Port. Got it.
All right, so I can tell that you've been drained all night since we started.
Polio it was the beginning of the drain. She was something. I can't wait to get her on the show.
Is she still in Lexington?
She is. She's
Good.
still wrapped up in the box in the garage.
I think that it's probably not a bad idea that, you definitely get her blessed as soon as you can, which I don't have to.
Yeah, we will.
You're the expert there. I'm just thinking may not be a bad idea. Excuse me.
It's a good idea.
I would like to see you get some rest this evening.
I'm going to try.
And then perhaps you and I can get together tomorrow and I can come up or something like that. Or maybe go out and grab some breakfast, the three of us, and talk about some things and see what's going on. So I will talk to you. I'll message you in the morning.
Just give me a yell. We'll be here.
Yeah. And we'll say that. So thank you so much tonight, sweetheart, for a wonderful night. And thank you, everybody, for being here. So, Stace, thanks so much. And Lloyd, of course, there's hashtag Scared Lloyd. We don't want to forget him. Everybody loves him. Well, the good news is tonight, though, you got a few laughs out of us all. So, yes, sweet, sexy, Scared Lloyd. You like these fish sandwiches, yeah.
You like 'em
And
up
thanks a lot to everybody. This is a good show tonight, and people talking about the intro and the videos and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
It's very kind of you. It is. It's a labor of love, and we all love what we
Yes.
do, and we want to bring you the very best possible thing. And the idea that we have of doing kind of like a series of these things in which we are actually out of the studio. That's what this would be like. You would still see the studio in the gatherings every Thursday night, but the series would actually us be out in the field doing those things. So if you guys like that, feel free. And of course, if you got any cases or if you've got any people that you want to talk about to other states or feel free to contact us via email or messenger or something like that. Email is a great way to go because that way we can save it and we don't, sometimes things get lost. And thanks a lot, Barry, for saying that it was great seeing us in Breathitt County. It was great seeing you too.
Yeah,
It
it
was great
was.
meeting you
Yes.
and everybody that we met in Breathitt County. And remember, July 17th, 6 p.m., we're going to be in Estill County at the public library. And it's going to be a wonderful experience there. And we want you guys to have a great experience as well. And like we said, it's not our intent to either convince you that it is or isn't real. It's our experience, or it's our intent to provide the experience and let you decide for yourself. I think that that's a fair way to say it. Would you say, honey?
Share my stories with you guys that the families tell me when I come and pick up the dolls. You're actually going to get to be in my place and you're going to hear these stories and then see how you feel about it. See
Absolutely.
what you feel about these
And
dolls when you get in front of them.
just so people know, at the Estill County, it will be filmed by camera. We will have Wi-Fi mics, and we may very well have a boom audio mic too, a boom stick,
Awesome.
like kind of like they use in films, because we'd love for some of you guys to come on camera so we can play it back on the gatherings and get your thoughts and see what you think. After all, the reason that we do this is you, and to help you in any way that we can. So with that being said, we're going to say good night and that we love you all. And may God bless you and keep you safe in everything that you do, you and your family. And until, there he is, sweet, sexy Lloyd. And until next week, or maybe Monday, perhaps, we'll see. But as always, we love you and stay mysterious. Good night, Stace.
Good night, everybody. Good night.